Back in the 1800s, they didn't have pre-ground coffee. They had to carry the coffee grinder on the side of the wagon. Okay, so this is a coffee grinder, and it would grind the coffee, and he'd have to grind that coffee and put it in the coffee pot, which is over the fire right now. Okay, and he would cook coffee in that pot, and all he did was boil it. Okay, so that's just water and coffee in that pot, and they boil it, and then when it boils for about 2 or 3 minutes, they'd pull it off, pour some cold water in the top of that pot, and it settles the grounds to the bottom. Okay, so it may have a little bit of grounds in it, but most of your grounds would settle to the bottom. They had wagon grease. This is a wagon wheel grease bucket right here. They had to grease their wagon wheels about every 3 days. Okay, they would take that nut loose off of that wheel, back it out about 6 inches or so, stuff grease in there, and then slide it back up on there, and then put the nut back in there. Okay, and then he had his toolbox on the side. This is what he needed to repair anything on the trail. He'd have a draw knife. If he broke a spoke or something, you know, he'd take that draw knife, a hatchet, an axe, and he'd cut him a piece of wood, make him a spoke, and repair that wheel on the trail. Okay, you had a box on the front of the wagon. It's called a jockey box. Okay, that carries your tools for your taking care of your team, your horse or mule team. You had nails to nail shoes on. You had a hoof knife to clean their hooves every day. You had a raft if you needed to just trim their hooves a little bit, and that carried all your tools. Hobbles, you have your hobbles up there for your team. They carried a lot of rope on the wagon because usually when they stopped, they had a big remuda of horses. You know, each cowboy had probably at least 3 horses that he rode. He would ride one day and then swap out. So they would string this rope up, and that would make a corral. Okay.